to Wine Library TV. I am your host, Gary Vaynerchuk. And this, my friends, is the Thunder Show, AKA the Internet's most passionate wine program. And we have a live crowd. We also have a guest, one of the legendary human beings in the technology scene. He's also a Pats fan. And since this is my first episode, thank you, that was a good job, crowd. And since this is my first episode since the devastating loss, maybe you've noticed that I was not talking to the human world for 24 hours. It's kind of ironic that he's here. I'm not sure if I like it. As a matter of fact, as I'm talking through this, I'm pretty upset about it. That being said, he's here anyway. Sir, because I'm not even gonna tell him who you are, tell the Vaniacs out there who you are.
Jim Louderback.
Boo! No, just kidding, kidding. Go ahead.
You know what? I talked to Gary, I didn't even bring up the whole Pats thing.
You know what? That's so true. I'm such a jerk. I'm trying to get you guys to boo, and this guy said nothing. He stayed quiet. You were unbelievable. I appreciate that, because if we would have won, you know. All right.
But I would have been
tell him who you are.
Because the Pats won 3 Super Bowls.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna rub it in.
All right, go ahead. Tell them who you are.
Revision 3, internet television. We have a whole bunch of shows, including we run Wine Library TV, and we do an edited version of Wine Library TV. Reserve. You know, Wine Library TV, awesome. 20 minutes, 30 minutes.
Didn't that seem like he was going to say Wine Library TV is awesome, but? Go ahead.
Sometimes you don't have 20 minutes to give Gary.
Sometimes you can't, you know, taking 20 minutes of Gary is tough.
It's not tough.
No, I agree.
Sometimes. So we do a 5-minute edited version where we have some fun with all the great stuff you do, bringing in pictures and really try to illuminate it.
It's better than the actual show. I really think that, honestly.
It's different.
It's different.
It's different.
And you do what there? You clean what?
Yeah, I'm CEO. I kind of.
All right. All right. So, because Jim is here, we brought out the good stuff. Not really, but we're really focusing today on Napa Valley Cabernet. You know, I wanted to go somewhere broad. We're here live at the New York TV Festival. Let's give it up to them. And we're going to be tasting 4 wines from Napa, ranging in the $30, $40 range. Big names. A lot of people have been emailing me saying things like, you know, Gary, you're amazing, and you're unbelievable, and tremendously good looking, and lots of stuff. But one of the things that people are asking is, can you do a show with wines that I can find, jerk? So that I've been seeing a lot of, so hopefully we'll be able to handle that with this bunch, because there are 4 wines here that are widely available, especially the latter 3 are pretty much in any fine wine shop across this great land. Let's get right into it, Jimmy.
Love it.
First wine that we're doing in Mott, you're far, buddy, so you're gonna have to zoom your ass off. Snowden, 2005, Napa Cab, The Ranch. This wine is rated, oh, good, nice. 91 points, Wine Spectator, 35 US bones. Let me give you a little pour.
Thank you.
You got it? How many people here in the crowd drink, by clap, Cabernet? Okay, so, and do you like Cabernet? Woo! Well, you might just be drinking because you think you're supposed to. Cabernet is by far the most popular varietal in our store. California Cabernet is the leading category in our store. So it is a very popular grape varietal. It is one that most people think they have to get into because it's serious. That is completely not true. You should be embracing all different grape varietals and trusting your own palate, of course. And when you go to Napa, don't get it twisted. You're paying for brand. You are paying for those 4 letters in that order. Not that there aren't great wines out there. Snowden, for example, has been a producer that I've been following for 7, 8, 9 years now, and have always been pretty fond of their wines. This is a pretty high-scored Snowden effort, so I'm excited about it. So, Mr. Louderback, would you please do me the honor and give that a good sniffy sniff? That was good. That was a good sniffy sniff. That was loud.
Sorry.
That's all right. What are you getting in there? Don't make it up. Give me the truth. Maybe nothing. Maybe it smells like red wine. A lot of people feel that. Just what do you get?
I don't know, some berries and maybe a little bit of wood.
Do you like berries and wood?
Oh, not together.
Right, separately. You know what? That being said, Jimmy kind of did a nice job here. There is a good, solid amount of cedar. I also get a lot of black currant and a little mulberry. Are you a mulberry guy?
No.
Have you ever had mulberry?
Only Mulberry Street.
How many people here have had mulberry? Clap. Love that she's here. Thank God. I mean, people don't understand how amazing this fruit is. Are you a huge mulberry head?
Yes, I had a tree in my backyard.
You had a mulberry tree in the backyard?
That's cool.
That's what it's all about. I highly recommend all the Vaniacs go outside right now and plant a mulberry tree. Because I promise you, if you are trying to find the varietals and the flavors that are in wine, mulberry is highly common. And so many people have never experienced it, as in this crowd, one human being. Let's give it a whirl. Jim, you start.
I get a lot of wood. It's kind of like chewing on a 2x4.
Mm-hmm. Little hacksaw Jim Duggan. Do you like it? Are you a Cabernet fan?
I am a big Cabernet fan.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of astringent or tannic or whatever.
Sure.
It's kind of like
it's hot on the back end.
It makes my tongue want to stick to the roof of its mouth.
No question. This wine is heavily loaded with tannins, that bitterness that turns off so many people on red wine. However, unlike Jim's amateur palate, my palate enjoys it. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
It's okay. It's all right.
Oh, no, and you know I'm joking. I'm joking. No, honestly, this is a very heavy-duty fruit, wood-laden wine. You nailed it perfectly the first time. This is classic Cabernet. This is textbook Cabernet. In a blind tasting, if I'm tasting this, I'm definitely thinking that it's Cab, and I'm definitely thinking it's from California because the fruit is vibrant, but not over-the-top fruit bomby like you taste in Australia, but definitely much more at the forefront than you would taste in Bordeaux, for example. So it's got good texture. I like the silkiness on the mid-palate, and it becomes very dry. Now, what you're tasting there, Jim, is the tannins, which tells me this wine will last for 7 to 10 years in a cellar. Easy cakes. I said it, easy cakes. So 7 to 10 years, I would highly recommend anybody who's looking to drink this wine right now to decant it for 3 to 4 hours. You wanna go with venison, steak, big meats in a pairing aspect with this wine. I think the Spectator got a little silly with the 91 points. It's a little high for me, but I still think this is a solid 89-point wine. 35 bones, I'd probably give it a pass. You know, I just don't feel like I'd shell out 35 bones for this, but it's a solid effort. I don't hate it.
What's it going to be like in 5 years or 6 years? You think it'll be better? You think it'll be...
Well, I'm not Nostradamus, but that being said, I do think that this wine will get better. I think that tannins that's bothering you will open up. I do feel that there's a cranberry, sour pomegranate kind of thing on the back end that I think will open up once the tannins subside. When you age wine, the wine becomes so much more drinkable. Mm-hmm. And I highly recommend people start aging wine much more, or at the very least, start decanting. By show of hands here, how many people drink wine? Clap. How many people here regularly decant wine? Clap. Matt, you don't decant. Yeah, you do. Matt in the background like me. The fact of the matter is that so many people think decanting is foofy schnoofy and the whole thing in the fine restaurants, and it's for the big wines, the $100 wines. Decanting is a huge ally of the piece of crap $10 wine. The air comes in, breaks it down, and you actually get the fruit. Sometimes you don't want it because it's not so good. But decanting is a huge factor. You can buy a decanter for $10 now. I mean, just a simple little thing that you can find at like Target. Or, if nothing else, if you're into wine and you want to learn more about wine, I highly recommend this weekend move. You take a wine at lunchtime, you open it, you pour it, you can drink it like this, and then you pour a good solid glass, and you just let it sit for the next 7 or 8 hours, and then taste it at dinner. You will be shocked at how much the wine evolved. Stunned. Shocked. Let's move on. The next wine.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. The next wine, Chapelet, 2005 Signature Series Cabernet Sauvignon. This wine rolls in at 39 bones. Big shout out to Johnny Johnson, former Jets running back, who wore that number. Big fan, loved him. Cool. The only Jet to ever have a 97-yard rush and not score a touchchain. Wow. It was devastating. And then
did you do like that? Did you hear about what the guy did yesterday?
He dropped the ball?
Yeah, he went in, he was celebrating, and he dropped the ball right there.
I saw that. It was insane. Chapelet, one of the old school California wineries, one of the original bunch of making quality stuff there. You remember this? I mean, they've been around. I mean, you're from.
I bought some of this stuff.
Right,
it's
in
good.
the 40s?
In the 40s, I bought some, yeah.
No, But I mean, these guys have been around for a long time. They were major players in the late 70s when California Cab started really going on its scene. They dipped in the 80s. They've come on strong since 94, especially with the Signature Series Cab. If you're a big Cabernet fan and you like Silver Oak, Caymus, Cakebread, Jordan, wines of that nature, I think that this would be a really solid selection for you at a slightly lower price point. 39 bones retail. Let's give it a sniffy sniff. Jimmy Louderback. And you're really sniffing.
Yeah, I have allergies. You can tell, can't you?
So you
I
can't.
gotta do that to really get it in. No, I can, but that's why I gotta get it really into the sinal cavities.
Thank you for doing that, because I was about to.
Did you get a good vision of that?
Scared me. What are you getting through on this wine? I like this nose. You like this?
I like it. It smells really good. I can't wait to taste it. It's kind of what?
No, you're excited.
Didn't I want to taste it?
Yes.
It smells more mellow. It's kind of like not, the other one kind of had this sort of harsh in your nose, like I'm going to blow your nose up. This has more of a, I'm just going to mellow it out, and whether it's...
Would you call it chill?
It's chill. It's kind of like, it reminds me of sitting on a sofa.
Nice. You're lazy, dude. All right, so...
I'm not lazy.
Here's the bottom line. I'm getting a very heavy basil component on the nose. There's a greenness to this nose that I didn't get in the last one. Vegetal. I wouldn't call it bell pepper, but I get like fennel and basil.
Yeah.
They came together, and we're happy about it.
Yeah, because usually I don't like the green bell peppery thing on wine. I think it tastes like,
I
love
that.
Well, I've heard you talk about it. I'm more fruit, you're more vegetable.
Yes, you're more fruity, I'm more vegetable. Listen, I like the basil. I like the dark currants, too. There's a lot of currant going on here. I like this nose. This is a much more substantial bouquet than the last wine. Let's give it a whirl.
Wine I want to drink.
So drink it.
Now?
Go ahead.
Okay. Now I know what this is for.
That's right.
When you spit and it doesn't really
Yep.
go in all the way.
That is what it is.
I like that. Yum.
Very nice, Jim. I find this wine to be extremely good as well. I think it's completely, well structured. I mean, I'm so fond of it that I'm going to start passing it to the front row. I think people should swig it and taste it. I'm really, really enjoying. I love how we're treating that like a Boone's Farm. I really like the backbone, the structure, the black currant. There's black cherry soda components. There's a beautiful mid-palate transition of a grainy kind of like shredded wood, like dust, like wood dust, like you worked on your car and wood shop. You get that? So a little bit of that action, like the racers those kids make, but the dad always makes it. Those things. So really good length on the mid-palate, and then the finish is tremendous. I'm yapping, bullcrapping here with Jimmy, and still taste it.
Me too. It's smooth too. It's not as sort of
and dark chocolate.
Right. Yeah, it's not all over in your face.
No, it's not.
Like the last one.
The last one was off balance. I wouldn't call it in your.
Okay, that's why.
You know what I mean?
Balance, yeah.
And the heat, the alcohol is what bothered you on the back end, and the tannins. This, on the other hand, has perfect integration. And like in life, for me, the wines that really matter are the ones that are balanced, and that's what I'm looking for. And so this wine, I'm very high on. What would you score this in the Jim Louderback rating scale?
Well, this is the kind of wine that I would want to drink all night, so I'd put it in the sort of 94, 95.
It's a big score.
I go high on scores for wines I like.
I understand. I agree. I also do that. To me, this is a very...
But he's not going there, you can tell.
I'm not going all the way there because that's a big-time score. But I think this really brings a lot of thunder. And I like wines that bring thunder. I'm going to go 92 plus points on this wine. And at 39 bones, I think is a substantial steal. I considerably...
You think 39 is expensive or not expensive?
I think
for
39.
A wine like this,
I think $39 is a lot of money for wine.
It's a lot of money for
this
wine.
Is,
that's the only thing that would cause me to bring it down because it's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money, but I think that what you're getting here is there's so many wines out there at $50. A lot of big brands that a lot of people order on all the lists. You go to Smith & Wollensky's over here and you're going to see all these names that we all see: Farniente, Cakebread, Jordan. Not that I'm dissing on those peeps, but this wine brings more to me than the current releases of those wines at a price that's almost close to half. Less. So I'm excited about it. Front row and the other people that are tasting, I hope it gets around to everybody. What do you guys think of the wine? Like it? Like it? Good. All right. Let's. Very nice. You like it, huh? Don't be sad. Don't be sad. Let me focus.
I like that.
Raymond. Just drink it. Raymond. 2005 Reserve Cabernet. This wine rolls in. They love them. 23 US dollars, 93 points wine enthusiast. That is good numbers. The reason I don't like this wine already is it's $23. 23 makes me think of Michael Jordan, the person I probably hate the most on earth. So, thank you. So I'm really down on Jordan. It will be exposed that he got suspended when he retired the first time, just saying. Anyway, I'll get into that later, mafia gambling stuff. $23, 93 points wine enthusiast, Raymond Reserve Cab, a very sought after wine, a wine that we've done tremendously well with through the years. I'm excited to give this a sniffy sniff because I've missed about 3 or 4 vintages. Let's go.
It's not much there.
It is a tight nose.
I mean, a little bit of, I guess, alcohol, and that's...
I'm excited to see if you catch this. You're from Massachusetts, right?
No, you know what? I'm born in Philadelphia, lived in Jersey when I became a Mets fan, but moved to New England when I was a little bit older and became a Patriots fan when I discovered football. So, and now I live in San Francisco, but I am loyal to my teams. Loyal.
I respect that.
Loyal.
To me, this has Mass written all over it because it's layered heavily in cranberries.
Right. Yep.
So I get quite a bit of that.
I grew up on a cranberry bog.
Well, there you go. So you should pick that up, Jim. Honestly, really, that's kind of
a little bit of
that's a little
spray
fail
in
on
there.
your end.
Okay, you know what? Look, I do not have the palate of a Gary.
I understand. I mean, no. But
who does? I mean, right?
So I get a lot of cranberry. I also
awesome.
get pomegranate. You know that palm juice we spent like 8 bones for because they were so good at marketing and they put in that pretty bottle? I get a little bit of that coming through as well. It's a nice layered situation. The fruit is pretty good, but it's a very tight nose. I agree with Jim. It's kind of aromatically challenged. And when a wine's aromatically challenged, I am concerned because to me, the biggest oversight of wine drinkers, I hope you pay attention to this, Sarah Cooley. I hope you pay attention. Wines need to be smelled more. It is a major part of the experience, and not right this second, and way too many people are missing out. So please, smell a wine. I feel like Bob Barker.
That's good.
Neuter your pets, and I'm like, smell a wine. Let's give it a whirl.
I like it better drinking it than I did smelling it.
I agree.
It's not bad.
I agree.
It's still,
It's kind of interesting. Do you taste the blueberries? Where did that come from?
Yeah, that's right.
It's heavy on the blueberries. Like the Hostess blueberry pie thing. Really like the blueberries that are coming through on this wine. And they're really, really obvious. One of the more blueberry-driven wines I've ever had, almost like blueberry punch. I mean, this is blueberries. Did you see how many times I said blueberries? That's a lot of blueberries. I mean, heavy on the blueberries. I get a little bit of cedar box. I also get a little tobacco on the mid palate, which I like quite a bit. A little Cuban cigar action in there. Wow, yeah. You like that?
Yeah. Don't want to smoke them, but I'll taste it.
You want to eat them?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So let's give it one more shot.
I drank it.
Awesome. He's tough. Really soft tannins. I don't think this wine will age extremely well. It's drinking quite well now. There's a little bit of oak. It's not the oak monster, but on the flip side, it is definitely something that, you know, I would call a little bit more balanced, and the balance is the key. The blueberries are just ripping my face off.
It's really a lot of fruit. Like the aftertaste is really just boom, fruit in the face.
It really is easy drinking.
But I would eat. This would also.
You would eat it too, right?
This. Yeah, no, I'd eat some food with this.
Well, yes, of course. I mean, eating food is important.
Yeah.
No, I understand. I mean, to me, this is a wine that you can pair with a lot of things because it's a little bit more medium-bodied than full-bodied, like the last wine. Anybody who drank it, I think you'll see that the body's a little bit lighter. I think that makes it a little more approachable to a lot of foods. For example, this is the kind of wine that I would drink with a hot dog.
Okay.
Yes. I'm being dead serious.
I could do a burger with it.
No, seriously. I mean, this is very. It's 23 bones. So if you're pimp like P. Diddy, this is kind of like what you drink with, like, you know, Tuesday night pizza. Yeah. Or Ladderback. He's the CEO. You know, it's a big shop. All right.
You're saying like barbecue?
Yes, I'm saying like barbecue. I'm saying this is very casual wine that you can drink with let's rinse here, with very average, you know, everyday foods like a 7-Eleven, you know, hot dog with sauerkraut.
Thank you.
That's very average for me. There's a 7-Eleven across from the Wine Lib. All right, and finally, stay focused, Loudy.
You got me on the 7-Eleven thing. I was thinking of...
Turnbull, 2005 estate cab. Very, very, very hot winery. $38 US, not rated yet. Really came on the scene in 1979. That's when they started. Big shout out to my sister, Elizabeth. She was born in 1979. Anybody here from 79? 69 is a great year. For many reasons, especially, thank you for that, January 12th, 1969, which happens to be the day the New York Jets stunned the sports world and won the Super Bowl. That was a long time ago. All right, let's give this a sniffy sniff. Raspberries. Sorry, I got excited.
No.
I got excited. I'm a big raspberry guy. How many people here like raspberries? Yeah. Really, you hate on the rasp? I'm a big fan of the raspberries. There's a lot of raspberry, and I get a custard component. This is what I always talk about when I talk about French desserts. It tastes like custard with raspberries on top. You know what I'm talking about? Like the creme brulee kind of thing going on?
It makes me feel like I'm walking through kind of a rose or a flower garden.
You're getting a lot of floral aspects?
I guess.
Well, that's what walking through a flower garden would mean.
I don't know, that's just what came to mind first when I sniffed it.
I don't get it as much, and I'm big on floral stuff, but I could see a little hint of rose petal in there, just a tad. I also get a very interesting thing, and I want you to smell this one more time. I'm getting a minty eucalyptus thing on the back end.
Wow, a little bit like the eucalyptus in California.
You like that, right?
I live surrounded by eucalyptus.
So I think that it has a little eucalyptus kind of thing going on, which I like quite a bit. Let's give it a whirl. Boo. Jim, tell me what you think about this wine.
Well, to kind of take what you use, it tastes like Kool-Aid.
You find it very fruity and...
It's Kool-Aid on the back.
Do you like it?
It's okay.
I totally disagree.
Yeah, it's good.
I'm really high on this wine. I think this is really good. I think it's extremely smooth. I think it's multi-dimensional. It almost tastes like a raspberry-covered Milky Way. Which, you like that, right? I said, look at the head, like, yeah.
Good analogy.
This is what this tastes like to me. I really like the chocolate components. I like the fruit. I see where you're going with the Kool-Aid because there's so much fruit. What I'm shocked is, often with fruit, what, let's say, like a yellowtail does so well. Yellowtail gives you a lot of fruit, and people are like, oh, this is good, it's $8, because it's fruity and it tastes good, I understand. But there isn't the back-end characteristics that make it interesting, right? It's like that very pretty girl that you're like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm going out with this chick. And then she starts talking to you, and you're like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm going out with this chick. It's like that kind of thing. This has both, and when you find both, you latch on, Loudy.
Okay.
You latch on. So, let's give it,
latch.
try it one more time. This wine is very good.
It's good?
Yeah, listen.
All right.
Listen.
Good.
No.
I like it.
Everybody has their own palates. If you hate it, that's great. This is America.
Don't hate it.
Okay?
Second best, I like the
Chapelet?
The Chapelet.
I understand. I think they both rival each other. As a matter of fact, I'm probably going to score them the same. I think what Chapelet did a little bit better was have a more interesting mid-palate. It made me think a little bit more, if that makes any kind of sense. Whereas this is just solid goodness, delicious city USA. And to me, when you've got a wine like this, you recommend it to a lot of people. In the old days when I did all the store recommendations, I would pound this in people's faces until they bled out of their eyeballs.
So this is a wine that you think would please everybody?
Yes.
It's not something that you have to be in a certain mood or have a certain taste. Everybody would like this. Is that it?
Yes.
Really broad, good wine for everybody.
Yes.
And how expensive?
I think, how much is it? Does anybody have the bottle in the back?
38.
38 bones.
For a Napa wine,
Expensive. Expensive,
right?
but not too expensive. Definitely a wine that if you're into wine, you're looking to move up the ladder, try something serious, or if you want to expand your palate, or if you have a special occasion wine, or if the Jets are playing a big game, that's the kind of wine that I would recommend in this scenario. That's what I would recommend. I feel it. I like it. I'm going to go 92 points on it.
Okay.
What are you going to score it? 7?
No, I'll score it 91.
And the 94, 95 on the other hand.
93, 94 for the other one.
Understand.
Yeah. I like that one better.
Jim?
I see where you're coming from.
Napa Valley Cabs, we tasted 4 of them. I've got to be honest with you, they showed better than I expected. You know, sometimes brand names do come through. There's a lot of great products that are brand name, big brands. Every guest on the Thunder Show asks the question of the day. Go.
Question
Could
of
be
the
anything.
day. How many wins are the Jets going to get this year?
How many wins are the Jets going to get this year?
3 to 5.
Watch it. Not you guys. That's a question of the day out there.
Okay.
You.
How many wins?
Go ahead.
All right, so I'll do it. How many wins will the Jets get this year playing football in the NFL? Answer it.
You. With a little bit of me, we're changing the wine world, whether they like it or not.
That's fun.
Yeah, man.
That was fun.
That was fun.